I'm Jean Koster from St. Ansgar, and my husband is John Koster, and we have two boys, Jack, who's 18, and Garrett, who is 15. My husband and I have unfortunately lost all of our parents to cancer, not breast cancer. So I never worried about getting breast cancer because it wasn't in my family. We had lung cancer in the family and some other cancers, but breast cancer wasn't on my radar. And when I found out I had breast cancer, my husband and I were a little shocked, but yet we knew that finding it early was very treatable. Well, I waited a few years to have my mammogram, a few years longer than what they suggest. I was 43 when I had my first mammogram, and it was suggested I have one at 40. So I went in and had my first mammogram, and they didn't let me leave. So I had some questions about that right away, and then they redid it, and they looked again, and they said, we're going to have you come back next week. And about. So I delayed getting that second mammogram, and my husband kept asking me when I was going to have that recheck of my mammogram, and I said, I don't have time right now, but it's probably nothing, but I'll do it. And after several months, he asked me again, and he said, think about it this way. If there is something wrong and you've waited too long, do you think that's fair to your family? And I said, okay. So it was almost a year later that I went back and had another mammogram. And the same thing happened, that we would have to recheck. So I went the next week to recheck. That is when they asked if I would see a surgeon and talk about what they found. So I did meet with a surgeon, and then I decided to move on to a breast cancer center where they did have 3D mammography and some specific equipment that would really tell me what was happening and help me make the choices that I needed to make. So from there I did a biopsy and found out that it was cancer, but very, very early stage, and very fortunate. And was relieved it wasn't any worse than that, or my husband would be very upset with me. And then we moved on, taking advice from a great surgeon and who helped me make the decision of what I would do for treatment. And I would also say that going in every year is so important, because if you can catch it early and you can be reassured that whatever treatment they decide, if they find early stage breast cancer, the reassurance that you have many years left and you don't have to be scared. It's so treatable. They've come so far for women with breast cancer. It's not fun going in to get a mammogram, and it's not always comfortable. And so it is something that women tend to put off. And I am here to say that I did that. But if you can go in every year and be reassured, and it doesn't have to be a challenge to go somewhere farther, if you can just take your lunch break, if you're here working in Mitchell County and can do that, it just makes it easier. That you can go to your local provider and have state-of-the-art mammography is wonderful.